I made a big batch. That's a big bucket of banana water, and also some organic fertilizer and some seaweed in there, liquid organic fertilizer, and some powdered seaweed. Seaweed does stimulates cell elongation, makes things grow, makes roots grow, makes plants insect resistant because of the higher sugar content in the plant. Insects can't digest sugar very well, and then I added that organic liquid. It was Dr. Earth liquid lawn food, stinky stuff. I mixed that in there, and also I put the fermented banana water in there, because that fermented banana water has like really high potassium, magnesium, phosphorus bloom makers, and it prevents fruit drop, fruit rot, end rot, tomato end rot. And so anyway, I'm going to pump things up out here a little bit. It's kind of the tail end of tobacco season, but they're still, they'll probably go right on into winter. I've seen them make it through the winter down here in Texas. I had one there. The grasshoppers really nailed this one, and also the hornworm that just strips tomato plants or tobacco plants. And I've had a few hornworms out here. I came out and sprayed a lot of them. I sprayed the plants with BT, Bacillus thuringiensis, for the worms. They sell that at Home Depot under the name Thuricide, and it's like it's kind of like a pandemic in a bottle, for worms. They get that bacteria in them, and they can't. It gets in their digestive tract, it kills them. So, but yeah, some of these tobacco plants got pretty big, and I've harvested a lot of leaves off of them already, and those are inside curing, in my boxes, and I got some of it that's not only cured out, but they're ready to cut into my little smoking. This one here, now this is going to be our seed for next year. Beautiful, beautiful flowers that tobacco plants make. So it'll like this stuff. You see that one there is sprouting up off the stem of the bottom of this plant. That's what they do sometimes, especially if they're laying over like that. These little okras, I don't know why I'm even bothering with them. I see some little blooms on top. They're going to make some okras yet, but these are the fall tomatoes. And I planted those from seed. I did the purple Cherokees, those little cherry tomatoes, and purple Cherokees, the heirlooms. These tobacco plants, they didn't get real big. These ones, I plant them all over in different beds, because I'm always working on the soil, doing a little addition and a little bit of compost making, and trying to get all the beds in really good shape. Eventually, it's a constant process, keeping these soils alive. And I do that. It's all, I do it all pretty much organically. These little guys here, they were little struggling seedlings. I didn't want to throw them away, so I just stuck them in that pot there. But these tomatoes, I planted seeds for fall tomatoes. We had an awesome summer crop of tomatoes. And now, I guess it's probably been almost 2 months ago, I planted tomato seeds of the Cherokees and the Romas and cherry tomatoes. And now I'm getting a lot of blooms this banana water is going to make more blooms. Banana water, fermented banana water, makes huge, big, beautiful blooms. And for seed production too. So these okras, there's a nice one there. I already chomped down on one of the little babies this morning. They're hard to get out of the garden because two things. I don't have that many of them this year, and I got the okra in late. So, you know, I'll get a few nibblings on them out of the garden here. Maybe next year I'll get my okra in earlier. Because I love eating that okra. What you can do with it so it's not slimy, you put it in the microwave, smear butter on it, and a tiny bit of salt. You stick that okra in the microwave until it turns brown, and almost to where it's going to burn. You have to watch it real close, not let it burn. But it makes it like so good and crunchy, and no slime. That's the thing about okra. These carrots, I thought maybe they'd make some seed for me. This whole bed was carrots and onions through the summer. And we got a lot of carrots and onions out of here. And I'm fixing to put in spinach. Phew, these guys are nearly as tall as me. See how many leaves I took off of there? It's like almost the whole plant. But they're still making leaves, and they'll actually make blooms too. So I'll just, I'll keep nurturing them along. And there's some of these leaves are a little bit yellow. And that okra was a little bit yellow. That's usually low nitrogen, which is what this, banana water, and I put that Dr. Earth liquid, really stinky liquid lawn food in here. They make it out of, this is weird, they make it out of food garbage. I guess they boil it in potassium hydroxide, to liquefy the proteins. That's how they make liquid seaweed and fish emulsion. Is by liquefying those proteins with potassium hydroxide. It's like a chemical sledgehammer. I'm gonna get this more of that in there. It'll be interesting to see what these plants do. I'll have to come out here, maybe take a shot at them in a few days and see how they're responding to the treatment. So I watered them all, pretty much got them all one time, and I'm going to go around again, finish this bucket up on them, and then I'll take my hose there and water it on down in a little bit more. It's been really hot down here. It's October here just north of Austin, Texas, and we've had 90s. 95, I think we might have had a 98. I mean, in October, that's kind of crazy. It is really crazy, but it is what it is. Listen, if you like the video, like it, and maybe subscribe and share it if you got any other friends that are interested in growing tobacco or learning about the organic technique. And I'll tell you, part of that organic technique is plant enough of it to where you can let a couple of them get eaten, and it's not going to bother you too much. Like all these tomatoes, I got like way too many tomatoes. But if a worm eats some, the grasshoppers eat some. Same with the tobacco. I mean, these things poor guys have been nailed. Look at that. They had a worm or a grasshopper in that one. I came out and picked off a lot of those worms by hand. I'd find them. I see that leaf getting chomped on, and I'll search it really good. They hide in there. They're really camouflaged. But so anyway, just another day in the life of the garden. I made this little screened-in hoop house. This worked pretty good for keeping the birds and squirrels out. We did it with PVC. It's only 3/4 inch PVC though. We really should have used like 1 inch pipe or something different. I like using bamboo, but that's a whole different story. So anyway, there you go. Just another beautiful day in Alio's world.